So what did we do? We had done till the osmotic pressure, right? Yes. So we are going to do now the abnormal behavior. Abnormal behavior. Please understand this behavior of some solution. So let's study four colligative properties. First one is relative lowering of vapor pressure. In relative lowering of vapor pressure, we saw the equation. If you can remember the equation, P1 0 minus P1 divided by P1 0 equal to W2M1 divided by W1M2. Yes, that's the equation for the relative lowering of vapor pressure. For elevation of boiling point, we know delta T we rather is equal to Kb into 1000 W2 divided by W1 into M2. For depression of freezing point, we had seen we had derived the equation delta Tf equal to Kf into 1000 W2 divided by W1 into M2. And for osmotic pressure, if you can remember, we had derived the equation as phi is equal to W2 RT divided by M2 into V. This is the equation we had done, and we had solved some numericals related to these equations also, these colligative properties also. Okay. Now again I am coming back to the definition of colligative property. What is colligative property? Colligative property means the physical properties of the dilute solution which depend on the number of solute particles but not on their nature. Can you remember that? It does depend on the number of the solute particles but certainly not on its nature. Number of solute particles, how many solute particles are there? What are the solute particles? It does not depend on that. That is what is known as colligative properties. These are all colligative properties. Now, if we try to measure any one of these colligative properties, just suppose I am taking osmotic pressure, that is the latest one you have done. I am taking osmotic pressure. Osmotic pressure can experimentally measured, I told you, by one instrument called Pfeffer's instrument, and that method is known as Pfeffer's method. Suppose you know to use the Pfeffer's instrument and you can find out the osmotic pressure of a solution. Please understand what I am saying. I have given you a solution of sodium chloride. A solution of sodium chloride, obviously in water. I had given you all the data related to that. All the data means I had told how much sodium chloride I had added, how much water is there, everything, the molecular mass of sodium chloride, etc., etc. Everything is told, and I told that find out and the volume of this, and I told find out the value of pi. Suppose I had given you the value of W2, temperature I had given, M2 I had given, volume I had given, you know the value of R, and I told you to find out the value of pi. Okay, pi means the osmotic pressure. You calculated the value. In pen and paper. Okay, because you know the equation, you had just calculated it. And you told me, sir, the value is, suppose you found out the value, which I am writing as pi theoretical, because you had got it in pen and paper. And you found the value, suppose equal to 20, and you told me, sir, the value of pi osmotic pressure is 20. I told, okay, fine. Now do one thing. Now I told you that do one thing. You take this solution or make this solution in laboratory and find out the osmotic pressure value of it by using the instrument. You went to the lab, you know how to do it. You went to the lab, you made this solution of exactly how much sodium chloride, how much, whatever I say, that much sodium chloride you added, that much volume you had done, everything you had done, and you calculated means you measured the value by using the instrument. Clear? And after coming back, you are reporting me that, sir, we observed it. I am writing it as observed, or you can say it's by practical. You observed it as 20 40. You told 40. So theoretically, when you are doing in pen and paper, you are getting it as 20, but when you are getting it or doing it in practice, okay, you are coming and telling me that it's 40. And you are doing the right method of practical. It's not that you don't know the method and all. You know the method, you know the instrument use and everything, and you told me. That means you are getting some abnormal values. Whichever is expected, you are getting something different from that. Or in some other case, suppose in place of sodium chloride, I didn't give you sodium chloride, I give you acetic acid. Acetic acid in water. I told you that this much acetic acid is there, this much water is there. Go and get, tell me what is the osmotic pressure. I am telling of osmotic pressure, it can be any one of these values. It can be any one of these values. It can be the relative loading of vapor pressure, it can be the elevation of boiling point, it can be the depression of freezing point, or it can be osmotic pressure. I am just telling osmotic pressure because it is easier for you to understand. Okay? So for example, suppose I had given you a solution of CH3COH in water. I gave you all the data related to that, and I told you that find out the value of pi. So you calculated the value of pi for this, and you got the pi theoretical, suppose equal to 20 again. Suppose equal to 20 again. You got the value of 20. Then I said that you go and do it in lab and tell me the value. You went to the lab, you did it accurately, and you tell me the practical value. Pi practical value equal to 10. So it is not necessary that it will increase. Why I took these examples? It is not necessary that it will increase than the expected value. It can even decrease from the expected value. Means it is showing some abnormality. Now the question is, why is it showing the abnormality? What is the reason for which it is showing the abnormality? The colligative properties, again I am going to the definition only. The colligative properties depend on what? Depend on the number of solid particles, not on their nature. Here I am telling you, first case, that I am adding sodium chloride in the solution. Please understand it. I am adding sodium chloride to the solution. You are thinking that I am adding 1, 2, 3, 4 sodium chloride molecules. Just suppose, theoretically you are thinking whatever amount I had given, if you calculate that, suppose 4 sodium chloride molecules are there. But whenever they are going to solution, this is all sodium chloride, right? Whenever they are going to solution, now there are 8 particles. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Why 8 particles? Because sodium chloride is breaking down, right? Sodium chloride is breaking down. One sodium chloride is breaking down into what? One sodium chloride is breaking down into sodium positive and chloride negative. Yes? So theoretically you are thinking that there are 4 particles. But when in actual practice, how many particles are there? 8 particles are there. So when we are calculating, theoretically we are calculating for the 4 particles. But when we are calculating or we are measuring practically, we are measuring for the 8 particles. Obviously, the value will be doubled. Because the colligative properties, again I am saying, the colligative properties does depend on what? Does depend on the number of solid particles, not on their nature. Is it clear? This particular phenomenon of showing the abnormality is called, that is one way of showing the abnormality, where the value will increase than the expected value, will be more than the expected value. That is called dissociation. That is called dissociation. It is dissociating. It is dissociating. The substance, the solid molecules is getting dissociated in the solution, breaking down in the solution. Okay? And the value is increasing. Breaking down into whatever molecules, but it is, whatever ions, whatever number of ions, but it is breaking down. Clear? On the other hand, what is happening when this is added, that is CH3COH is added in water. Okay? What is happening in that particular case? When we are adding CH3COH, suppose we are adding 4 CH3COH molecules, theoretically you are thinking that 4 CH3COH molecules you are adding and you are calculating for that. You are calculating for 4 molecules. But when they are going in the solution, what is happening? These 2 molecules, out of these 2 molecules are becoming 1 particle. They are sitting as 1 particle. Another 2 molecules are sitting as 1 particle. So how many particles are there in actual practice? In actual practice, there are 2 particles, not 4. Particles are two. What are the particles now? Particles are the combination of two molecules. Each particle is the combination of two molecules. Okay, that we call dimer. We call them dimer. Okay, so they are undergoing dimerization. They are undergoing dimerization, and the number of particles is decreasing in the solution. And since it is decreasing, obviously the value will be decreasing. Value will be lowered. Yes, whatever value we expected, the value will be less than that, because it is depending on the number of solute particles. This particular phenomenon of aggregating, you can say, this particular phenomenon of aggregating the molecules into two molecules into one, okay, is called obviously there's a second reason for the abnormal behavior. Obviously that is called association. That is called association. So what is the reason for the abnormal behavior? One is dissociation, one is association. If the dissociation takes place, the colligative properties value will increase, right? And if the association takes place, the colligative values will be decreased. The value of the colligative properties will be decreased. So whatever equation we had written over here, all these equations need the modification. Yes, these equations are not correct for all the solutions. This is correct only for those solutions which are behaving normally, means which are neither dissociated nor associated, which is either undergoing dissociation or association. For those solutions, these equations are not correct. Clear? Hence, a scientist called Van 't Hoff. Okay, we write it like this: Van 't Hoff. He introduced a term in all the equations, which is called Van 't Hoff factor. We call it Van 't Hoff factor, and that is nothing but I. Okay, so he introduced I in all the equations. See it over here, Trisha. See it over here. He introduced in all equations one term called I. This I is called what? This I is called Van 't Hoff factor. Van 't Hoff factor. Okay, so what is Van 't Hoff factor? Now what is I? What is I? I is Van 't Hoff factor. Van 't Hoff, please understand it. Van 't Hoff factor. We will do the numericals related to it, but please understand it. Van 't Hoff factor is nothing but, now I told for sodium chloride we expect is 20, but we find it as 40. Clear? So the Van 't Hoff factor will be 2. Right? Whatever value we are getting now, if you use 2, whatever values you are adding into 2, 40 will be your value. Yes? So what can we say? Van 't Hoff factor is nothing but the practical value, that is 40, practical value, or you can say it as, we also say it as practical value is also nothing but abnormal value, okay, divided by theoretical value, or we also call it normal value when the Van 't Hoff factor is not used. So that is Van 't Hoff factor, the practical value by the theoretical value, or you can say the abnormal value by normal value. Okay, fine. Now please open the book. See the expression for Van 't Hoff factor. There should not be absolutely any confusion in it. No confusion should be there. Absolutely no confusion. Just a minute, I am telling you the page number. Yeah, this is page number, new book. The page number is 56. You see, the expression for I is given. What is the first line that is written? I is equal to what? Normal molar mass by abnormal molar mass, it is written. I wrote over here abnormal value by normal value. See, I wrote abnormal value. That is why the confusion comes over here whenever you look at the book, or maybe it is written over here also in the study mats also. The thing that comes in your mind is that sir taught this, but why it is coming so? Please, why the confusion comes? The confusion comes because you stop seeing only abnormal and normal. You don't see the next term. I wrote over here abnormal value by normal value. But in the book or in the study mat it is written normal molecular mass or molar mass divided by abnormal molecular mass or molar mass. The difference is there. The difference is in the value and the molar mass. Now see this. See this. There should not be absolutely there should not be any confusion. Absolutely not. Okay. Now see these equations. All equations. Where is the molar mass? Where the molar mass are placed in all the equations. Obviously molar mass of the solute. Where it is placed? Is it placed in the denominator or numerator? Just check it. At every equation, the molar mass is placed in the denominator. M2, 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 M2. Everywhere it is placed in the denominator. Right? So if you write the practical value or abnormal value, where the abnormal molar mass will come? Abnormal molar mass will come in the denominator. If you write the abnormal value at the top, where the abnormal molar mass will come? Abnormal molar mass will come in the denominator. Yes. If you write the normal value at the bottom, where the normal molar mass will come? Normal molar mass will come at the numerator. Did you understand that? Yes. So there should not be absolutely any confusion. Both are correct because I have written both. I am saying it's not one equation; it's two different equations. One in terms of value. Another in terms of molar mass. Clear? Okay. When we talk about value, obviously that is abnormal by normal. But when we talk about the molar mass, it is normal molar mass by abnormal molar mass. Because if we put the value, the molar mass changes its position as the molar mass in all the equations are present in the denominator. Is it clear? Clear? हुआ कि नहीं बता? और हो? मुझे चीज Sunchis na much. Now, what is the value of I? If the dissociation takes place, means if it is broken down, the value of I has to be greater than 1. And in case of sodium chloride, it was 2. Because 1 is broken down into 2. Yes, if XO molecules हमने लिया, and it is broken down to 150, the value of I will be 150 by 100, that is 1.5. If 1 is broken into 3, the value will be 3. But whatever, if it is broken down, the number will increase. And if the number increases, the value of I will be greater than 1. And if dissociation takes place, the value of I will be less than 1. The value of I will be less than 1. Is it clear or not, you tell me? Clear? So value of I is greater than 1 for dissociation, and for the value of I will be less than 1 for the dissociation. Whatever is the value, it will be either greater than 1 or less than 1. And when the value of I is equal to 1, when the solution is neither undergoing dissociation nor undergoing association, means the solution is behaving normally. The solution is behaving normally. No abnormality is shown. Okay? Then the value of I is equal to 1. Whatever numericals we had done till now, we had taken the normal solutions. That is why we did not use the value of I. Everywhere I was equal to 1. But now we are going to do so. That is all about theory. Okay? Now we are going to do what? We are going to use some where the abnormality is there. And how to find out all these things. That is very important. Little tough you might feel, but it's not tough if you understand once and do one more. Okay? Then it will be done. This chapter will be over. Now please write it down. 2 gram of benzoic acid. Actually, 2 gram of benzoic acid. 2 gram of benzoic acid. Benzoic acid is in bracket. You write down the formula. C6H5COOH. C6H5COOH. Benzoic acid dissolved in 25 gram of benzene. 25 gram of benzene. Within bracket you write C6H6. C6H6 shows a depression of freezing point, shows a depression of freezing point equal to 1.62 Kelvin, 1.62 Kelvin, full stop. Molar depression of freezing point for benzene, molar depression of freezing point for benzene is 4.9 Kelvin kg mole inverse, Kelvin kg mole inverse, full stop. What is the percentage? First you write, calculate the value of I, calculate the value of I, that is Van't factor, and what is the percentage of association, of benzoic acid if it undergoes dimerization, Chalo. Read dimerization. Dimer I told, right? Dimer means what? I told that दो मिलके एक हो जाएगा. Okay? Dimerization means we are going to add two molecules, but they will be aggregating together and will become one particle. That is dimerization. Okay? Now read the question nicely first. I will tell you. I will ask you that. Then we will solve. I will teach you. Don't worry. But first you read the question nicely. Read it nicely. First, read it nicely. I will ask you questions. You must think in that manner. The first thing, what is the solution? Tell me, what is the solution? Tell. Valsurya, what is the solution? Benzoic acid in benzene. C6H5COOH in C6H6, right? Benzoic acid in benzene. Yes, that's the first thing. Second thing, the problem is related, the problem is related to which property? Depression of freezing point. This is related to depression of freezing point, for which the equation we know, delta TF is equal to, I'll write down the equation, but before that, you tell me whether the solution is behaving normally or abnormally. These are the way you have to think. Is behaving normally or abnormally? Means is undergoing dissociation or association or not? They told that it is undergoing dimerization. Means it is undergoing association. Means it is behaving abnormally. Right? So you must introduce the term I. Yes? So what is the equation? I into Kf into 1000 W2 divided by W1 into M2. That is the equation we are going to use. Yes? Yes or not? Okay. Now keep on writing what is given. So you know everything now. Keep on writing what is given. Delta TF is given. How much? 1.62 Kelvin. Okay, fine. So that's given. Delta TF is given. Delta TF is 1.62 Kelvin. Depression of freezing point. Then Kf is given 4.9 Kelvin kg mole inverse. So we are not going to touch this because this is constant. W2 is given Mass of solute means mass of benzoic acid. How much? Huh? 2 gram. Okay. So that's given in gram. That's absolutely fine. 2 gram. Then W1 mass of solvent is given. That's also given 25 gram. See, it's very simple. 25 gram. Then M2 molar mass of solute. Can we find out? Can you find out? You know the molecular mass? I will know the molecular formula. C6H5COH. So calculate it. How much is coming? Calculate it. You must do it now. You must do it. You have to do it completely. How much it's coming? Calculate it. Bolo fatafat. How much is coming? 122. Okay. So 122. So M2 is coming as 122 gram. What is not known over here? In this equation, what is not known? Only I is not known. That's the first part of the question. You have to find out the value of I. Now one thing you should remember, whenever you are going to find out the value of I, okay, I is equal to question mark. Whenever you are going to find out the value of I, must find it up to 3 decimal point. Up to 3 decimal point. Calculate the value up to 3 decimal point. You can use your calculator today, okay, because that much of multiplication division. Just put the values and use the calculator and tell me the value up to 3 decimal point. First you tell me whether the value should come greater than 1 or less than 1. First you tell me that. It should come greater than 1 or less than 1? Less than 1. Why less than 1? Association is taking place. Simple. Association is taking place, so it should come less than 1. So just get it. Use the calculator. All of you have the calculator with you. So in the phone, so just use the calculator and tell me the value. Because the calculation, I am not worried. You can do that. But once again, I am saying that you must do it up to 3 decimal points. 3 decimal points. Do it and tell me how much you are getting. That's the first part of your answer, the first part of your question. What about after using calculator, that much time should not be taken. How much, Samrat? 0.504 Trisha is what? How much did you get, Samrat? Just pressing the calculator, there's nothing else. How much? Is it fine? 0.504? That is what she got.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Fine. So I am accepting this 0.504. Okay. So I is equal to 0.504. It is expected to be less than 1 and it is found to be less than 1. That's the first part of it. What is the second part of it? What is the second part of the question? That's the first part of the question, right? What is the second part of the question? percentage of association. What do you mean by percentage of association? What do you mean by degree of association? You have heard about degree of dissociation, degree of association in class 11. Degree of association means out of 1 mole, how much mole is associated. Percentage of association means out of 100 moles, how much mole is associated. Same for dissociation also. Out of 1 mole of solute, how much mole is dissociated, or out of 100 mole of solute, how much mole is dissociated. So we are going to find out degree first. Obviously percentage can be calculated just multiplying it by 100, right? Okay, please understand, it's very simple, don't make it complicated. If you see from the book you won't understand anything, that much I can tell you. Just be very clear. We had done it in chemical equilibrium chapter. If you can remember, I told you that time that these are very important concepts we are using. First time we are going to write what is going to happen. What is going to happen is dimerizing, right? It is dimerizing. Dimerizing means 2 molecules of C6H5COOH is undergoing dimerization and is becoming one particle, right? So we write it like this: 2C6H5OH becoming C6H5COOH all 2, one particle. See it over here. 2 particles is becoming one particle. Did you understand that? 2 particles becoming one particle. 2C6H5COH together is becoming C6H5COH whole 2. You understood that or not? First you tell me. Is that dimerization? Tell me that first. 2 molecules is becoming one particle. Yes? Yes, and what is that particle? Suppose 2 hydrogen atoms is becoming H2. Fine? So 2 is becoming one particle. So 2 C6H5COH molecules is becoming just one particle. How it is becoming one particle? C6H5COH whole 2 it is becoming. Is it clear? दोनों मिल जा रहा है, मिल के एक particle हो रहा है. Is it clear or not? You tell me that first. बोल. Anvesha, is it clear? Yes or not? Okay, I hope it is yes. Now, what we are going to do, as we have done in chemical equilibrium chapter, we are going to write just 2 lines simply, which we have done in chemical equilibrium chapter. Initially, if you can remember, we started with 1. This was 1, and obviously initially means when the dimerization did not take place, the number of this was 0. Yes, initially the number of mole of C6H5COH will take 1, because degree of dissociation or degree of association means out of 1 how much is associated, or out of 1 how much is dissociated. That is why we are taking it as 1. Fine? And the amount of this is 0. Now, at equilibrium will reach, and at equilibrium out of 1, suppose X undergone dissociation. In this case association. X undergoes association. So the remaining will be 1 minus X. Clear? Please understand. Please understand. What do we know from the equation? 2 of them is becoming 1. Right? 2 of them undergoing association and is becoming 1. Yes, particle. I am saying I have taken 1 mole, and out of that 1 mole, X mole is undergoing association. Right? So X mole, if 2 moles become 1, X mole will become X by 2. X mole will become X by 2. Yes? X mole will convert into X by 2 mole. So number of moles of this at equilibrium will be X by 2. You understood this second line or not, you tell me. Only these 2 lines, if you understand, there is nothing in the question. Okay, only these 2 lines that I taught you in class 11. And I told you that time also that this is very important. In case of dissociation or in case of association, we have to proceed like this. Okay, just less than 1 minute is there. You join in another meeting. We are going to discuss. We are going to continue with this. Okay, just join in another meeting. বুঝেছিস তৃষা এটা বুঝতে অসুবিধা হচ্ছে দাঁড়া বুঝিয়ে দিচ্ছি ओके चलो see so I don't know whether you understood it or not again I am saying suppose we have taken four molecules of C6H5 or COH that 4 is becoming 2 particle clear so if x of them undergoes dimerization X of them undergoes dimerization. If 50 undergoes dimerization, okay, then the number of particles that will be produced after dimerization, number of particles that will be produced is 25. है ना? अगर 50 undergoes dimerization, how many particles will be formed? 25. If 100 undergoes dimerization, how many particles will be formed? 50. If 500 undergoes dimerization, how many particles will be formed? 250. Yes. If X undergoes dimerization, how many is undergoing dimerization? X. If X undergoes dimerization, how many will be formed? X by 2. And if X undergoes dimerization, how many will remain? We started with 1. So how many will remain? X undergoes dimerization, how many will remain as C6H5COH without dimerization? 1 minus X. Did you understand that? All are not undergoing dimerization. We have taken 1 mole. Out of 1 mole, x mole is undergoing dimerization and that x mole is becoming x by 2 moles of particle and how many remaining as C6H5COH? 1 minus x. Did you understand that or not? We had taken with 1 mole, clear? Out of that x mole is undergoing dimerization, x is becoming x by 2 and how many C6H5COH is remaining? 1 minus x is remaining. I hope it is clear now? Yes? So what is the total at equilibrium? What is the total at equilibrium? अभी क्या है equilibrium? Equilibrium में अभी आपके पास है, please understand it. अभी आपके पास क्या है? अभी आपके पास है कुछ C6H5COH and कुछ dimers, right? कुछ C6H5COH and कुछ dimers. ये है आपके पास. Okay? So total कितना है? How many C6H5COH है? 1 minus x. And how many dimer है? X by 2. Did you understand that? So what is the total number of particles you have now? 1 minus x plus x by 2. That is the total number of particles. What is that at equilibrium? What is the total number of particles? If you just calculate it, it will become 1 minus x by 2, right? x minus x plus h by 2 minus h by 2. Okay, so this is the total number of particles. Yes, total number of particles after dissociation or association is nothing but the Van 't Hoff factor. Is nothing but the Van 't Hoff factor. These two lines you understood? Clear? You write over here total. Therefore 1 minus x by 2 equal to I. 1 minus x by 2, that's the total, right? That should be equal to I. Okay, you already know the value of I. You already calculated the value of I, 0.504. Now calculate the value of x. Just put it in this equation and calculate the value of x. 1 minus x by 2 equal to 0.504. So how much is the value of x is coming, you see? What is the value of x is coming, you see? Just calculate it. Tell me how much is the value of x is coming? Calculate it. बता, सम्राट कुछ बोल रहा है तू? बता, how much? 0. X is equal to 0. How much? 992. Huh? 0.992. Okay. So that means out of what is the meaning of this? That out of 1 mole, 0.992 moles is undergoing association. Yes. What is this x? This x is degree of association. That is called degree of association. That अगर आपको पूछा जाता what is the degree of association, your answer would have been this 0.992. What is degree of association? Out of 1 mole, how much mole is associated? Degree of dissociation same way. Out of 1 mole, how much mole is dissociated? But you are asked about percentage of association. Hence the percentage of association will be this into 100. Okay. Hence the percentage of association will be 0.992 into 100, that is how much? 99.2%. Okay, that means what did I say, if you can remember, that all acetic acid is not undergoing association. How many percentage is undergoing association? 99.2%. Remaining as C6H5COH only. Yes, did you get it? Yes or not, you tell me. Yes. चलो एक अभी डिसोसिएशन वाला करेंगे आज, then this chapter will be over, then next we can start the next chapter. Okay, little right. 19.5 gram of CH2FCOOH, that is fluoroacetic acid. Okay, fluoroacetic acid, CH2FCOOH, okay, COOH is dissolved in 500 gram of water. Is dissolved in 500 gram of water. Full stop. The depression in freezing point of the solution, is observed as 1 degree Celsius. Is observed as 1 degree Celsius. Full stop. Calculate the Van 't Hoff factor and degree of dissociation. Calculate the Van 't Hoff factor and degree of dissociation for the fluoroacetic acid. Calculate the Van 't Hoff factor and degree of dissociation for fluoroacetic acid. Read the question again nicely. I will ask and then you will proceed. Same way, similar way. Here only in place of association, the dissociation is there. So the value of I should be. The value of given the value of K, this whose question, so that is why that is not given. Right, the value of K for water, the value of K for water is 1.86 Kelvin kg mole inverse. 1.86 Kelvin kg mole inverse. That will be given, certainly that will be given. Okay. That was for association, now this is for dissociation. बाकी same way करना है. First read it, try to do it. You have 5 minutes time, try to frame it out. If you cannot do, I am there, but you try by yourself. At least put the word off. Fluorine's atomic mass is 19. Okay, fluorine's atomic mass is 19. That will be also given to you. But carbon, hydrogen, oxygen आपको पता है. Value of I should be up to 3 decimal points.
More than one.
It has to be more than one now because it is undergoing dissociation, right? Since it is undergoing dissociation, so it has to be more than one. Tell me what is the solution? Tell me what is the solution? CH2F, CH2F, COOH in water. Yes, is it the solution? Yes. What property? Depression of freezing point. Right? So what is the equation? And obviously it is not normal, not behaving normally, it is behaving abnormally. क्या हो रहा है? Association and dissociation? Dissociation. They mentioned it. It is happening, undergoing dissociation. So the value of I should be greater than 1. Okay. So For depression of freezing point, for dissociation, delta TF is equal to I into KF into 1000 W2 divided by W1 into F2. We know it. Now what all is given is the value of delta TF given. How much? 1. 1 degree Celsius and 1 Kelvin is same. Yes, for delta TF I told you that the difference in degree Celsius and difference in Kelvin is same only. There should not be any difference. Okay, then the value of KF is given 1.86 Kelvin kg mole inverse. W2 is given 19.5 gram. 19.5 gram. W1 is given. See, everything is given. Okay, and then 2 molar mass. You can calculate that. How much is coming? CH2FCOH. How much it is coming? 78. Okay, so 78 gram it is coming. 78 gram it is coming, right? So you can find out what is not known. Only I is not known, right? We can find out the value of I up to 3 decimal points. You got the value of I. How much? Tell me. 408.890. Greater than 1. Do it correctly. Do it. It will be 1 point something. Calculate it. How much you are getting? What is the value of I you are getting? Just do it. Bol? Why so much of time? See? Srija got 1.075. Anybody from here? I don't know the value. Anybody from here? How much did you get? She got 1.075. Yes? Pratyusha, you wanted to say something? Tell. পালাচ্ছি ঘুমাচ্ছিস বসে বসে কিচ্ছু করছিস না তোদের ভিডিওগুলো অন করতো চেহারাগুলো দেখে আমি কি করছিস বসে বসে what all of you are doing switch on your videos let me see you are studying or not or just switching it on and doing something else very good প্রত্যুষা শুধু জানলা দেখা যাচ্ছে তোকে দেখা যাচ্ছে না সম্রাট বল ফটাফট বল অর্ঘ তো ভিডিও অন করবেই না চান্সই নাই কোনো তো ঘুমাচ্ছে মানে পুরা ঘুমাচ্ছে আরেকজনের দেখ বেড কভার দেখা যাচ্ছে স্বর্ণাবকে দেখা যাচ্ছে না বেড কভার দেখা যাচ্ছে অর্ঘর ফ্যান দেখা যাচ্ছে অর্ঘকে দেখা যাচ্ছে অর্ঘর ফ্যান আর পর্দা দেখা যাচ্ছে না হ্যাঁ এবার স্বর্ণাবকে দেখা যাচ্ছে অর্ঘ ভিডিও অন করেছে অর্ঘর ফ্যান আর পর্দা দেখা যাচ্ছে বল ফটাফট বল ক্যালকুলেট কর তাড়াতাড়ি ক্যালকুলেটরে ক্যালকুলেট কর করে বল ফটাফট Srija is sitting over here and she is saying it is 1.075, right? 1.075, 1.075, is it correct? কিরে বলবি তো Otherwise, I will take this value only. I am not going to wait for you all. Just a simple calculation, and that is also using calculator. Why so much of time? Kritika, you are not saying anything. So you started nice in offline. Yes, yes, Kritika. Okay, so I am accepting this value. Okay, I don't know something is there. So I is equal to, I am taking it as 1 point. I don't know what is the value, but if I hope that she had done it correctly, because there is nothing to do wrong over here. 1.075. That's I. That's value of factor. That's again the first part of the question. But the second part of the question is what? That you have to find out the degree of dissociation, right? Degree of dissociation now. Now what is dissociated? This is dissociated. The same way, this is dissociated. CH2F, COOH is dissociated, right? CH2F, COOH will dissociate how? It will dissociate as H positive and CH2F, COO negative, right? We know that acetic acid dissociates like this, so fluoroacetic acid will also dissociate in this manner. H positive plus CH2F, COO negative. That is how it is going to dissociate, right? So again, the two lines, that's the important thing over here. That's the only important thing over here. Initially, obviously there is one only, right? We will always start with one. There was nothing, H positive was not there, this was not there, so that was 0 and 0. Now suppose at equilibrium, X moles undergoes dissociation. Fine? So what do we know from the equation? That 1 mole dissociates into 1 and 1, right? 1 mole dissociates into 1 mole of H positive and 1 mole of fluoroacetate ion. Clear? Okay. So if 500 mole undergoes dissociation, it will give us 500 and 500. X dissociates will give X and X. Yes. If X dissociates, how much of this will remain? 1 minus X. How much of this will remain? 1 minus X. But since X is dissociating, how many will get? We will get X of this and X of this. I hope you understood this line. We have done it several times, even in class 11 also. Yes? Okay. So what is the total number of moles at equilibrium? What is the total number of moles? Just calculate the total number of moles. What is the total number of moles? It's 1 minus X plus X plus X. Right? So that is equal to nothing but 1 plus X. है ना, एक x कैंसिल हो जाएगा, एक प्लस x है. Yes? Yes or not? Is it 1 plus x? Tell me. Is it 1 plus x? Okay, is the total number. This is clear now. These 3 lines are clear or not? That will tell me. 2 lines rather. 2 to 3 lines. How it is dissociating? Initially and after dissociation. Clear? So total number of moles is this, and we know that at equilibrium, whatever is the total number of mole, that is 1 plus X over here, is nothing but equal to I. After dissociation and after association, whatever is the total number, that is equal to I. So already we know the value of I. So 1 plus X should be equal to 1.075. So X is equal to how much? 1.075 minus 1. So that is equal to 0.075. So X is equal to 0.075. Right? Okay. What is this? What is X? X is nothing but degree of dissociation. So if you are asked degree of dissociation, it is 0.075. Clear? Okay. And if you are asked percentage of dissociation, you have to just multiply it by 100. So that will be 7.5%. Clear? Is it clear? Okay. So you know how to solve the problems, how to solve the numericals related to dissociation or association. Clear? Okay, nothing. You have to just find out the value of I, and I has to be calculated. From I you can calculate the degree of dissociation or degree of association. Now solution का जो है सब क्वेश्चन करने का जरूरत नहीं है. Solution का आप लोग, I'm just telling it. We just do this exercise का. This though will be done normally. Question number 21 you will do. Okay, just few questions you'll do, automatically you can do all the questions. 21 you will do, okay, then then 30, sorry, uh, 33 already we had done. Yeah, 34 you will do, 21, 34, 40, question number 40 and 41 and 41, 40 and 41. These four questions we will do. If you get any difficulties, then we will solve it next day. Otherwise, we will start. I don't think you will get any difficulties. You should not get, because this is thoroughly completed. Only one thing that is left, that you note down in your copy, that we will do at the end only. At the end, at this moment, I am not going to disturb you with that. That is numericals related to Henry's law. Numerical, just two numericals we have to do related to Henry's law. At this moment, I am not going to disturb with that, because that is little critical. So we are going to do it at the end only. Numericals related to Henry's law, just two numericals we are going to do. We are going to do at the end only. At this moment, we are not going to do. So these four questions, these four numericals, we will do along with all the theories. Obviously, theories should be very clear, so that I hope that you will be doing it completely, and we can start the, what is that called, the next chapter, that is electrochemistry, by next day. ठीक है? Okay. So I am ending the video over here, and